Ooh, I missed the shot. I didn't miss that one. Get it back out of that. Welcome in, everybody. We're back at it again. My name is Trix, and today I will be bringing to you guys one of my new favorite builds, and this one is called the Gunslinger, also known as the American build. This build has guns, bombs, grenades, bullets, explosions, a lot of freedom. You're going to love this build. But without making this any longer, like I always say, let's go ahead and jump right into it. And to find this build, you're gonna go ahead and go to New World Champs, go to PvP builds, go under the range, and under musket or blunderbuss, you can find it over here, the Gunslinger build. This build will be played with net shot, splitting grenade, shrapnel blast, powder burn, traps, and sticky bomb. For the attributes, we're going to be using 150 dexterity, 350 intelligence, and 150 constitution. And of course, we're going to play this build in light. Let's go ahead and jump into the gear. So for the gear, we're going to be using the Attuned Leather Pants, of course, because with the Attuned Leather Pants, we can get to 150 Constitution, 150 Dex, and 350 Dex. Otherwise, we'll not be able to reach there. Previously, I was recommending people to use the wing shoes, you know, the ones that gives you a lot of speed. But after they took those boots away, I actually started playing with the Attuned Leather Pants, and I felt so much more tankier, and I didn't feel like I was losing a lot of mobility. Because, so, what was happening was, with the speedy boots and alacrity, the speed of the trap will last 10 seconds. But it cannot last more than 10 seconds. If you take the boots away and you leave alacrity, it will be 8 seconds. But the crazy thing is, if you take the necklace off and you put the boots, it will also be 8 seconds. Because that difference of like 18%, it doesn't even make it any different. I was testing it this morning. It was pretty much the same. So actually, by going with the Attuned Leather Pants and just going with alacrity on the amulet, your trap movement speed will actually be 8 seconds, which is more than enough. Like, honestly, it's more than enough, because with 4 refreshing, putting the trap, the movement speed lasts 8 seconds, and the cooldown of the trap is 12 seconds. So the only downtime that you have of having no traps, it's 4 seconds, which again, it is completely okay, because those extra 4 seconds you can cycle by just rolling or swapping to the other weapon, so it's not a big deal. But the decision is honestly up to you. If you want those extra 2 seconds of movement speed, so you can have 10 seconds of non-stop insane movement speed, then go with the wing boots. If you want more defenses, then go with the Attuned Leather Pants. That way you can get to that 150 constitution, get a little bit more health, but primarily get that critical damage reduction. But anyways, on the boots, we're going to be using the Coleslaw. This one's come from the Idiot Expeditions, or you can craft them. We're going to be putting freedom on these guys. They come with refreshing and fire harnessing. On the Attuned Leather Pants, we're going to be putting Shirking Energy, of course. And then the glove, the chest, and the helmet, these are going to be crafted or drop items, but most likely crafted or bought in the marketplace. We're going to be putting Net Shot, Crippling Powder Burn, and Plague Splitting Grenade on the gear. And some of you might be like, what? No Net Shot or Splitting Grenade on the weapon? Honestly, believe me when I say this, leave Net Shot and Splitting Grenade on the gear. And I know this is some new tech, but believe me, I've been cooking, and I'm a great cook. Listen, putting Leashing Shrapnel Blast on the weapon, right, on the blunderbuss, combined with the traps. Remember that the traps heal you for 100% of the damage done to an enemy. So if you put a trap on the floor and you follow that up with a Shrapnel Blast, oh my, you heal for over 3,000 health. It's easy. It's a potion. It's a full-on blown potion. And the grenade on the floor, that explosion also heals you. So if you use it in clump, you actually heal for 2, 3, 4,000. Obviously, if you don't have any anti-heals, right? Leashing Shrapnel Blast with this build is incredible, because you guys will find that this build, you're going to be on the face of the enemy so many times, just checking dick size, all right? And you're always gonna win, because the enemy is gonna be trapped. It's going to be 20% rendered. You're going to have crazy, self-healing, and you're going to have an incredible burst. All right, but anyways, let me keep covering the gear. We're going to go for 4 freedoms and 4 refreshing. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 freedom, 1, 2, 3 and 4 refreshing. The 2 extra spots that we have, we're gonna put basically fire harnessing and fire harnessing, and you know, 4% extra damage. We're gonna put opal in every single one of the gear, and we're gonna follow that up with ignited on the weapon. Of course, we're gonna use the mechanic with a ruby ignited in it. We're going to be putting flame attunement as the last perk. On the blunderbuss, we're going to be using leashing, shrapnel blast, flame attunement, and play crits. Play crits is delicious, because in case that you do not kill the enemy with the big gigantor big digger burst, right, then the enemy will have an incredible anti-heal that you can follow it up and finish them off, because they won't be able to heal themselves much. Now, as you guys can see down here, I did put another ruby on the blunderbussing, but for the rune glass, I didn't make it ignited. I actually put it frozen, because you're gonna be cycling between those 2 weapons really quickly, like putting the trap down and then swapping to the blunderbuss. And if you have the same damage element over time on the both gems and you swap really quickly like that, you don't add extra damage. So we actually adding like up to like 600 damage by putting a different element damage over time on the blunderbuss, you know, as opposed to having the same one. On the amulet, right now, I'm recommending the Deep River amulet, because it's very cheap and easy to get with Alchemist Reprieve, Alacrity, and Health. If you want to replace that Alchemist Reprieve with Stamina Recovery, then go ahead and do that. Or you can craft it yourself, or maybe you can find one cheap in the marketplace, because not a lot of people find value in Alacrity. As a matter of fact, I bought one with Alacrity, Health, and Stamina Recovery, 700 gear score, 32 Constitution for 9,000 gold. So if you can find something like that, go ahead and do it. For the ring, we went with fire damage and burning and hardy. Burning is so good for this build. It's incredibly good, because this build has the powder burn and it has the sticky, the splitting grenade from the blunderbuss. So you want these burnings to last as much as they possibly can. For the earring, you can use the endless stars if you don't want to use the endless stars because of magnification issues, because you don't have a crafted here. Then you can just use a regular regular ear. All right, you can use healthy toes with regenerating or nimble and refreshing toes, and don't worry about the endless stars. In so yeah, that does it for the gear. On the cannon blast, on the hard rune, I'm using cannon blast, because again, in case that I don't kill the enemy with the burst and they try to run away, cannon blast will be an exceptional tool. On top of that, if you are able to do just a free damage on a clump, throwing grenades plus powder burn plus trap plus a splitting grenade plus a freaking cannon blast, like you just let them all down there. A lot of explosions, a lot of grenades, a lot of fire damage. It's amazing. And on top of that, the brutal cannon blast, well, all of the cannon blasts, you guys know that they leave a burning on the enemy, which burning, again, 32% increase the burnings on the enemy, which is amazing. It's exceptional. It's so good. For the skill tree, this is what it's looking for: powder burn, traps, and sticky grenade, of course. And this is how it's going to be looking for the blunderbuss. If you want more sustainability instead of a lot of burst, then you can go with the chaos build that it has double down. That way you can use double net shot and double net shot with barb netting. If you're gonna go for this one, for this build right here, I actually recommend that instead of going for 150 dexterity, you go for 150, or if you feel super crazy, you can go for 200 strength and 350 intelligence. 200 strength, why? Because whenever you're 200 strength, the enemy is slow. Whenever the enemies are slow, you deal 10% more damage to them. So if you hit them with a net shot, well, guess what? They will be slowed. And double net shot with 350 intelligence and 200 strength is so much damage. It's about 3,000 damage that you do with one net shot. And guess what? Since you have double down, you're gonna have two net shots. So easily you have 6,000 damage just by using two net shots back to back. It's a glorious build. And that does it for the skill tree, the build. Now let's go ahead and jump into the rotation. And here we are, the rotation for this build. We have a couple of rotation, but there's gonna be one that is your bread and butter, and that is the one that you're going to be fishing for, right? Obviously, in PvP, the situation dictates 9 out of 10 times, but if you can force something because the enemy is out of stamina, then that is the combo that I want you to do, right? First of all, let's go ahead and take away the Orichalcum bullets because they are expensive as hell. So as soon as the fight starts, obviously the first thing that you want to do is try to connect that net shot, right? As soon as you connect that net shot, not only the enemy already has a very nasty dot on them, right, but they're slowed down, meaning that your musket shots are gonna be a lot simpler to use. So once again, we're gonna hit them with the net shot, then we're gonna hit them with that powder burn because they're slowed down. And you have the powder burn perk, which is another 30% slow on this individual. So he literally right now, it's hating his life. On top of that, look at that nasty burn. Go for an incredible amount of time. It's a matter of fact, it's longer. The duration of the burn, it's actually longer than the powder burn cooldown. Why? Because we have burning on the ring. And why? Because if we go to our attributes and we go to 150 dexterity, we have 15% duration to the damage over time. And if we go to 250 intelligence, 30% duration to apply damage over time. So now you guys can see why that burning on the ring with abilities like splitting grenades and the powder burn are such an incredible powerful perk, because you can just sit back after you hit somebody with those two abilities, just put your feet up and just watch them wither and burn away. Look how long those things last, boys. An incredible amount of time. The powder burn ended, it's already to use. The splitting grenade just ended and it was like 3 seconds from being used again. So if you use splitting grenades in a clump, you just know that you're going to pump an incredible amount of damage. And if it is just one single target, there's no way that anybody is surviving the splitting grenade burn plus the powder burn. Forget about it. They better have 2 healing potions of each kind with no cooldown, because they're gonna burn for so much damage. But anyway, now that we're done with the burning plan, let's go ahead and jump into the actual rotation. So once again, we're gonna hit him with a net shot, powder burn, right? Those are your bread and butter as soon as the fight starts. If the enemy would like to keep his distance, then, well, you just pew them away, right? They are slow by 30%, and you can just pew them away. If they are like a melee guy, right? Let's say that this dummy right here is a melee guy, then you're gonna hit him with that net shot and then a powder burn. And then you're gonna be fishing for that trap, all right? The enemy is gonna be coming towards you, and if the enemy is melee and he's crazy, then you're gonna get him with the trap. First of all, I want to let you guys know something. Traps do not hit dummy. Unfortunately, traps don't hit dummy, so you guys cannot see the extra damage, you guys cannot see the bleed of the trap, and you guys are just gonna see the traps stay there. But imagine that these traps are actually hitting the enemy, all right? So let's say that you hit them with a net shot, let's say you hit them with a powder burn, and now they're close to you. Or even if you didn't hit it with any of those two, right? I'm just saying that those two are like the way you start the fight. Now let's jump into more or less the middle of the fight when the bing bang is starting, all right? And the main combo that you want to bait, here it is, right? It's going to be traps into a grenade, into another trap, into splitting grenade, basic attack, shrapnel blast, basic attack net shot. All right, the basic attack net shot, completely unnecessary because the enemy will be 100% dead if you're done with that combo. The only players that do not die to that combo is a heavy mega sword and shield guy with 300 plus constitution. But even if you hit them with that entire combo, they're gonna be like, holy shit, let me hold my right click or just start running away, because that combo hurts so much. It's one of the highest bursts in the entire game. Why? Because they ran from the trap. Not only the ran from the trap, not only the ran from the trap, but the damage over time from the trap, right? Because the trap is a 16% weapon damage for 5 seconds. On top of that, the ignited hard rune, which is going to be like more damage. So the trap alone deals like 2,000 to 3,000 damage to an enemy, and you put one trap down that is doing damage. Then by the time you use a grenade and another trap and you use splitting grenade, he's dead. Believe me. The splitting grenades and the shrapnel blast and the grenade on the shrapnel blast and the sticky bomb from the musket, all of those things are gonna hit at the same time. And if the enemy has no stamina, they have almost a guarantee, chat. Guarantee, I mean, boys. unless they're like super heavy, nobody in the game can resist this burst. It's impossible. If you catch somebody with no stamina, even if it is a bruiser, you hit him with that trap, you hit him with another with a sticky grenade, another trap, and you see that everything hits at the same time, and it's so much damage. It's up to like 15,000-20,000 damage minimum. And that right there is the burst and the combo that you're looking for. In the meantime, right, like let's say that the trap is something that you cannot land because the enemy is aware, the enemy is not running out of stamina. So how will you fight against somebody that doesn't get the trap but is constantly near you? Well, worry not. So obviously you're going to still play around the traps, but the good thing about this build is that it doesn't have a lot of downtime. You can just cycle through this build's ability, and it's beautiful, right? You can start the fire with that net shot, hit him with a powder burn. So if the enemy's coming towards you, you kind of put the trap, right? You have the trap because you're gonna put the traps between you and the enemy always. This is a build that revolves around you playing on the traps. Traps, I cannot emphasize that enough. Trap is the best thing. Not only traps will give you all of your mobility, traps is what is going to secure most of your kill. Trap is what is going to save you 9 out of 10 times. Traps. Also, another thing, as you notice, the traps, whenever you put one down and the other one is on the reserve, it does not go on cooldown until you put the second trap. So if there is an occasion where there is a big clump and you just want to dump abilities down the clump because that is what you want to do, I recommend that you use both traps back to back. Just throw one and throw the other. Do not hold one trap on reserve, because the last thing that you want is to have just one trap whenever the situation gets dirty. All right, so let's say that there's a clump down there, and this will be like your clump shenanigans, right? You're gonna freaking throw a grenade, then you're gonna throw a trap, you're gonna throw another trap in there, then splitting grenades, and then with the musket stuff, you're gonna shoot in there. But you see those traps cooldowns are already coming down. So again, you don't want to be caught slacking with only one trap, and all of a sudden you see the enemy runs out of stamina, right? You see the enemy runs out of stamina, but you only have one trap, and now you do one trap grenade, you're like, oh shit, my other trap is not on cooldown, and now the enemy just rolled away and you waste your combo. Now also be aware of that. If you have one trap, do not just go ahead and throw the sticky grenade after the trap, right? If you have one trap and you do catch an enemy without stamina, then go for the splitting grenade, basically a trash rhino blast, because that's the one that you're looking for, right? You will do sticky grenade if there's an enemy that got caught by your trap and you had another trap on reserve, or if the enemy that you caught with the trap has completely no stamina, that you know that they're not going to run away, so you can easily hit them with a trap, the grenade, then the splitting grenade, basic attack, rhino blast. Right? So again, just use your brain, boys. Just use your brain. But anyway, let's go back to the sustain damage that I was telling you guys about. So it's net shot, you know, powder burn. Then you're gonna put your traps down, one over here, like one over there. You can throw the grenade. Then, you know, you have the splitting grenade. Since you're keeping your distance, you have the Shrino blast. You can shoot, roll, shoot, swap to the blunderbuss, shoot, net shot, then swap to the musket, shoot, roll. Shoot, I did a little too early. But you see how you can cycle through your musket and your blunderbuss abilities and bullets, because that is the beauty, right? Whenever you're done shooting one, the other one already reloaded, so you can cycle through these two weapons rather good. The only thing that I want you to look at is your cooldown whenever you can roll with a musket and shoot, right? What I mean by that is shoot, roll, shoot. Look at the cooldown right there. Then shoot, net shot, this, then shoot, roll, shoot, then put a trap, then throw a grenade, put another trap. Here is the combo. You know, you hit him with this one, then another basic attack, net shot backwards, shoot, roll, shoot, throw a grenade, swap to the blunderbuss, shoot, swap to the musket. I did it a little too early, but again, you guys get it. Cycle between these two weapons. I don't want you to sit there with the blunderbuss reloading like this, right? I don't want you to sit there with a musket reloading like this. Obviously, if the enemy is running away, like let's say that that's the enemy, obviously go ahead and reload with a musket and keep shooting at him. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, Trick told me not to reload and just run after them, shoot them, then roll, shoot them, then shoot them. Obviously, you can do this if you hit him with the net shot and you can stay, you know, on their ass and not let them run away. But come on, you guys are smart. I know what you guys are doing. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much the rotation. I've got some clips that I'm going to show you guys. And if you guys want to, you can always jump in my stream and you can see me playing this actual build live. And you can ask me any question over there. The last thing that I want to show you guys is the speed with just using alacrity on the amulet without using the winged boots. I'll show you guys without the winged boots, it's just an incredible amount of time. Whenever I put the trap down, you guys are going to see 7 seconds. But in reality, it's like 7.8 or 0.9 seconds because the 7 seconds lasts a long time. Then I put the wing boots and I took the alacrity ring away. And instead of being 7 seconds, it's 8 seconds. But as soon as you see the 8 second, it goes 8.7, right? So it's like an 8.2, 8.1, something along that. But here it is with just alacrity on the amulet, and you will see that this is all that you need, right? You're gonna put one trap down. You see that 7 seconds right there. You're gonna put the other trap down. We have the 7 seconds lasting a little bit, like I said, you know. Gonna roll to 3 seconds. And it runs out, and it's a 5-second cooldown. On my build, unfortunately, I am running 3 refreshings instead of 4 because this is not my main Gunslinger build. This is a build for another set, but I use it for my Gunslinger build nonetheless. If you were to have 4 refreshings, the cooldown of the trap by the time that they run out, right? By the time that the second tap runs out and you're fully done with your mobility, it will actually be like in 4.8 seconds. Which at that time, all you have to do is shoot, do all the things, you know, you use net shot backwards, and you will have your traps ready to go once again. And yeah, this is the Gunslinger build. If you guys enjoyed the video thus far, please consider hitting us with a follow, sub, whatever it is. And I'll see you guys in the montages. Enjoy. That was quite the damage, right? You were not expecting that much damage, do you? Oh, fuck. This guy got the trap? He also got the cannon blast? Oh, I got him. Got him. Got him all. Woo, baby! Here we go. Nice. Here we go. You guys in? You got it? Here we go. Nice. Then right, get the fuck out of here. Jesus, I'm stuck over here. Ooh, I missed a shot. I didn't miss that one. Get it back out of that. Here we go. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that was a good fight.